Now let us discuss about goals of protection. What makes, what are the aim and goal of the protection? What should be the concept of protection implemented, right? The goals of protection, let us discuss. Okay, to prevent, the first major goal of any system would be to prevent malicious misuse of the system by user or a program. When I say user, if a user try to intrude into the system with the intention of maligning it or destroying it, and in the same way the programs, particularly these programs which try to misuse are known to be viruses. We need to protect our system from these, right? That is first goal. And to ensure that each shared resource, we need to understand this, each shared resource is used only in accordance with the system policies, right, which may be set of either a set of rules defined by the system designer or the system administrator. For example, this particular module A can be accessed only two people, only those two people need to gain the access to that particular area. B is only 3, and these 3 cannot access this, and these 2 cannot access this. And this is designed and decided by system designers or administrators. Accordingly, we need to stick to it, right? So that is to ensure that each shared resource is used only in accordance with the system policies, and which may be set either by the system designer or the administrator. That's what in major IT companies you will have system admins who monitor all this, who will access what, who will access, who will use which resource. For example, if a company, in that company there might be a chance where few people will not gain access to the printer, right? Few people will not gain access to certain areas of the application itself. That has to be, because that is a policy made by the administrators or system designers, right? Then to ensure that errant programs cause the minimal amount of damage, as if at all they entered into the system. So errant programs, again, these are nothing but viruses, right? Somehow they entered into the system, and we should make sure that they are not creating more harm. In the other way, we can say minimal amount of damage is happened to the system. That these are major goals of protection. One thing to be noted: the protection system only provides a mechanism for enforcing policies. We can tell this. You are supposed to do this, and ensuring reliable systems. It is up to the system administrator and the user to implement these mechanisms effectively. For example, passwords, username passwords are given. What if that particular user shares with some other, keeping in mind that he is my friend, let him access. So policy is made, if that is the mechanism is enforced, but that is not implemented, and it is up to the administrators and the individual users to implement these mechanisms effectively, else the system will fail, right? Just now I gave an example in which, even though you have good policies to protect the systems, but what if they are compromised from ignorance, purposely, or whatever it is? It leads to insecure system. Then an operating system, following the principle of least privilege, implements its features, programs, system calls, and data structure so that failure or compromise of the component does not affect more, and it gives minimum damage happens and allows the minimum damage to be done if something goes wrong, right? Operating system always follows the principle of least privilege. Everything is not given to everyone, so that is what operating system gives least privileges to whatever features, programs, system calls, whatever it is. The only idea is to minimize the damage. An operating system also provides system calls and services that allow application to be written with fine-grained access control. What do you mean by fine-grained access control? Who will see here? Access controls are divided into different types of users. These different types of users will have different types of accesses. Only few can read, only few can edit, only few can append. So whatever the operations we are performing, we need to have proper policies who is doing what and to what extent. So it is so that allows application to be written with fine-grained access controls. Provides what? Provides a mechanism to enable privileges when they are needed and disable them when they are not needed. Sometimes what happens, we need to take the control of some system. At that time we need to ask the system credentials from the users so that whatever is being done can be accessed. So in such cases what happens, enable those privileges for certain time. Once the desired work is done, disable the same, so that the later period with some consequences, those two users which have shared the systems may had some problem, and that may lead to just disastrous problems, right? So managing users with the principle of least privilege entails creating separate account for each user with just the privileges that the user needs. Obviously, when you create a user, after creating the user, it does not one should not give all the privileges to that particular user. So all the privileges to that particular users, if given, so there are chances of misuse, there are chances of any other thing. So depending upon their responsibilities and roles, we can take it other way. Roles, what they have and are to be performed, accordingly we need to give them privileges. And we know how accounts can be given. Create an account, every account will have a name or ID with a password or some OTP. We can have access to our credentials. So then computers implemented in computing facility under principle of least privilege can be limited to running specific services, accessing specific remote via specific services, and doing so during a specific time. Very simple interpretation, right? That is what the concept of least privileging. Every user is given with certain specific service to be run, right? He can run only few services. Say for example, in a bank, manager will have the control over the entire system, whereas accountants will have less compared to manager, whereas cashier only deals with certain area, and when it comes to loan department, they are not bothered about some other, they are not privileged to access some other services. Like that, we can have control over these access services to specific users, and if at all needed, through remote access and all, we can gain the access for certain period of time. Not all the time, depending upon the policies and depending upon the administrator's design. One can take the privileges. The principle of least privilege can help produce and more secure computing environment, because everyone should not be given everything. Never know whose mind will be what after some incidents in the organization. So better to have proper protection policies, fine-grained protection policies, access rights through accounts or whatever the means the organization is having, by having the concept of least privilege. Then only we can protect the applications in a proper manner. The principles of protection that we are going to discuss in the next